Boomer moment number 2. So I am live, I think. I think. I think. I believe I'm live. Um, how's everybody doing? I'm back. I am back from Portugal and España. And yeah, I just wanted to do a quick live stream to catch up with some people. And if anyone wants to join me, they are there we go, Poutine and chill. Thanks, Healthy. Yeah. My camera didn't want to work, my mic didn't want to work. But it all in the end worked, and I'm here. So if anyone wants to join me, let me know. I can send you a link. Um, but yeah, I'm back. Amazing trip. It was quite a trip home, but to stick with the good stuff, man, Portugal is amazing and affordable, and I recommend it to anyone who's looking for somewhere different to go. Uh, we went to Lisbon, which was great. And then Coimbra, which we explored the nearby Roman ruins, which were the Conimbriga, it was called, capital of the old Roman area. It was called Lusitania. I'm not sure, but I got like we had a because not a lot of people go there. We signed up for a guided tour, and it was just us and the guide. So I have some videos for that. I'm going to put out eventually. Hello, Mrs. Flu. Hello, Matt Jones. Trip. Hey, thanks for coming up and salty as always. Dude, you're the best. Punk Waddle, hello. Dread Roberts. I've been watching your stuff, dude. It's great. I love your takedowns. They're really good. Really well done. Daniel. It's always good to see Daniel. Yeah. Okay. So we went to Coimbra and then killer time. One of the reasons I want to do this tonight is because I want to go back to I want to do a chill stream tomorrow evening as usual. 8:15 Central. I don't really have a topic yet, but I don't want to take up everyone else's time with on the panel with my trip stories and shit. Oh, thanks, Dread Roberts. So, yeah, I have some amazing pics and videos. Like some of this, I put a few things out, but I was tied up with just phone because I didn't bring my laptop, no mic, nothing. That was kind of the deal, and I'm glad I did it that way. And and internet there is iffy. Like the hotels, some were good, some were not great with Wi-Fi, and some were just sketchy altogether. So you didn't want to use them any more than you had to, I guess. Matt Jones, Portugal is great. I've done Faro to Lisbon, all good, cool. So we did Coimbra from Lisbon, and Porto after that. Porto was amazing. Like Porto's beautiful city. It's on the water, on a river. Reminds me a bit of San Francisco. And dude, everything in Portugal is on a hill. So I hope you like hills. And I was with some elderly people for some of the tour stuff we did, and I gotta say they did well with it. And so that was fun. We saw the place where J.K. Rowling borrowed, adapted the ideas for Hogwarts, Coimbra University, and I found that out because the people in the area, all the kids were kids. It's a university. They were walking around looking like Harry Potter characters with their like capes on and everything. I have pictures of that, and I thought it was like some kind of fan festival, but no, they were just going to school. Yeah, so that's my funny Harry Potter story. Then Spain, great. Spain was amazing. Didn't love Madrid, but I did go see an Atletico Madrid game, which was pretty awesome. 70,000 people, and I'm not a big fan of them and the team that they played, Girona. I'm probably mispronouncing even, but just a great experience. And then we did Seville, Granada. I love Granada. Lots to get into there. Stopped at Cordoba and then Barcelona and then Toronto for a very long time, and now in the airport extensively. And now I'm home. So that's my trip story. Yay, trips. Trip of a lifetime. Booked it in 2020. The world went to shit. We couldn't go. Now we got to go, and it was. I definitely recommend it. Did I acquire a new mask? Yeah, I didn't know. Okay, Daniel. First of all, yes. Origin of Hogwarts. If you look up Coimbra University, I'll show some photos too. The library there is the library for Hogwarts. and there's also a bookstore in Portal that's been used also. But the kids, their school uniforms in university is a cape, with the outfit, and it's kind of surreal. Very cool experience. And the kids there, it was like their initiation week, and what they do for that is every night there's a different event, and including a rave. But it was all kind of like, I would say, compared to what I'm used to, it was tame. They were kind of good, clean fun for the most part. It appeared to be. Mrs. Flu. Yeah, seriously, it's awesome. Check it out. What they did was like the girls and the boys would start separately in the town of Coimbra at all these different cathedrals, because there's so many there. They're sort of their cultures based around these cathedrals locally, and throughout the day as it would go on, they would be walking through the streets chanting. I don't know what they were saying because it was in Portuguese. But then they would find each other via chanting, and then they would get together and they would have like a chant off, the boys versus the girls. And then over the days, the girls would pick up more groups of girls and more groups of boys. And it was at the end of the night, it was this giant chant off in town square in medieval Portugal. It's hard to explain, but yeah, I mean, there was a couple of passed out kids who got taken away by security, but for the most part, that's as clean as you're gonna get. And it was kind of refreshing to see, actually. You saw me play? Yeah, Atletico, I did. Amazing food. Everything's art there, compared to what we're used to here. Graffiti there looks like art. It's not just a picture of a dick, like you might get. Masks. I couldn't get a mask, Daniel, because I did find some, but they're all from Senegal, which is great, but I wasn't in Senegal. So I got this guy. Huh? How awesome is he? That's Portuguese for I missed you. And in Spain, we got a Templar. So I'm going to hang that. And a slightly different Templar blade. So these are made in Toledo, which is the center of steel production in Spain. And they had some crazy stuff that you could buy, but none of which I could afford. Oh, I missed you too, Mrs. Flu. Yeah. And hi, Trip. Yeah, the pose is the best. And so the blades on these, there's a story about this involving having to take a train, and apparently you can't take this on a train in Europe, and you can't check your luggage either. So that took some convincing, but they did let us take them with us, so that was nice. Because one of them went to my 18-year-old as a gift. So that's kind of the trip. I did see a couple of boobs, not as many as I hoped to see, but I did see some. Not a ton of beach time. Yeah, on the plane we checked our luggage, but Daniel, there was no option for that on the on the train. So because we took a train from Seville to Barcelona, a high-speed train, 300 kilometers an hour, which for you guys is like, I don't know, 800 American, something like that. I'm joking. I don't know. 180-ish, probably. I think it's 1.6. Yeah, boob salty. I know. Don't stab people. I would never stab anyone. Well, probably not. Okay, so I did promise some channel stuff, and so one of the things I wanted to get through is the weirdness with memberships. And because I demonetized myself, which was my own fault, memberships were paused, and so I thought a lot about that while I was on my trip, because I don't mind about being demonetized, but the fact that then people had their memberships paused, and then I'm not delivering content to them, and I'm trying to find out, can they get their money back? How does that work? And so YouTube is not super transparent. I get eventually through doing some reading. Yeah. Trains for 2 weeks in Europe. You take it all with you. Trains are not as romantic. Yeah. Boobs. Yeah. Boobs. So, and then I found that if people do a refund, and this is a YouTube thing, and I'm not super happy with some of the stuff, still self-inflicted, but this was impacting other people, and that's kind of what bothered me about that. And I found out that if they do refunds, then like YouTube, you guys may or may not know, they take a cut of everything. So I would pay the full refund amount, and YouTube still keeps their cut, which is like, okay, YouTube. So in one case, I was doing with Pops and his membership. He was at the highest level, and so YouTube would keep, I think it would be like $8 or something of his that they would keep, and then I would pay him back, and they still keep their share, but you can't access any of the benefits and perks. I thought that was kind of a weird move on YouTube part, if true. Hey, Stephen Ransom, thank you. Yeah, so wrong thing for real. Hey, low spec Linux laptop. Hey guys, I'm trying to keep up with the chat. I'm sorry if I'm not doing a great job of it, but I'm on my own here, kind of doing my best. So what one of the things I want to do is, when I do, I'm assuming I will get remonetized, hopefully at some point. But what I'd like to do is I'm going to change all my membership levels. I want to make it as cheap as possible because I don't want to give YouTube any extra money. And I'm also doing that with other, I like being a member of other people's channels. I do like that, but I'm lowering all of my stuff to the base level because everything above that, a lot of it I see is just giving extra money to YouTube. And then we have this system where, because a lot of creators are members of each other's channels, we pay YouTube a percentage to be friends. And like, I like you guys already. I don't need you to give me money and give YouTube money so that we can be friends. I'd love to have Salty in. He's got the link too. So if he wants to come, that'd be great. So that's kind of my thing. I've been thinking about that. So that's me personally. Now I'm not putting down, or this is hard not to sound like a virtue signal, but and it's because it's really not. It's just more about YouTube than anything else. I get why people do their memberships the way they do, and I tried to do that as well. And it's like, I don't know, it just feels, for me, it's not the right move, because one of the most fun things I've done recently on YouTube was I did a live watch with people of Excalibur, and it was fun, and had a great time. I think people enjoyed themselves, and it's the kind of thing where, with memberships, if I do that just with members, am I going to tell people who I like that they're not going to come watch a movie with me because they can't afford it? And no, I'm not going to. I would never do that. So I'm not going to pretend that I would do that. I get it. If you're a giant channel, you would have to do that maybe, but I'm not that big. And yeah, I just like hanging out with people who I'd like to hang out with. So yeah, no, I get it, Salty. Totally get it. So it's I want to do more things like that. So channel wise going forward, I want to do more live watches on Discord through YouTube, because that was a lot of fun, and like watching movies and stuff that we love and sharing that with people that we enjoy spending time with. Like, what is this really about? And so that's kind of what I'm looking at doing more often. I also want to do some interviews. So not just, this is kind of somewhat stealing Salty's ideas, which I'm good at doing, but not quite far of the fandom, but I want to do some one-on-one interviews with people who I find interesting, and hopefully people will find them interesting as well. I like to live stream more often, later in the evening, more around this time, which may not be on a schedule. I'm not sure yet, but it's kind of the only time lifestyle-wise that I can do this if I want to do it more often. So if you guys in the chat or comments have any suggestions of like what kind of things you'd like me to do, yeah, up to and including taking clothes off, I suppose. But yeah, it's I just like, I think about the membership thing with Pops, because I joined his as well at the same level, and so we're both paying YouTube like $8 a month to be friends. And I would work with Pops no matter what, and I would work with anyone who wants to work with me no matter what. Salty to save the day. Hey, dude.
You didn't even give me a chance to sit down. That was your quick draw McGraw over here. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm desperate for
I could tell.
a co-pilot.
I know, dude. It's hard to, you come swinging back in, and then it's like, oh yeah, now I got to do this and that, and then I got to multitask and make it look like I'm not multitasking. It's not easy.
Yep.
What'd you buy me? Did you buy me anything?
I bought some shirts.
Oh, I love it. That's
I
awesome.
bought some Templar swords. Well, they're not real Templar swords, but
They're real enough. They're
real
just
enough
as
for me.
real. They're just as real as the changing climate, my friend. So, yes.
Yes, and their election results and
yes, and boosters. Yes.
get your 4th booster, guys.
Yeah, no, 6th. You got to do 6.
You're
7th
not
one,
covered.
you get a 20% discount for the funeral home. It's awesome. It's fucking awesome. So yeah.
Fuck some of the stuff with like I don't want to get into this too much, but traveling every country has different rules. So I think it was Portugal.
Yeah.
But there was a region there when you get there, you have to wear your mask through airport security, but not on the plane and not in the terminal, just when you're having your bags checked. It was so weird. But the staff weren't wearing them.
You're a bigot and a misogynist, and you have to trust the science, Zach. You have because really what it is, you have to give like all your money. And you can't have power, and you can't have food, but you got to trust the science. Otherwise, you won't have a good social credit score. So, yeah.
Well, and it's funny you say that because I'm going to make a video soon about trusting the science when it comes to rings of power, like the things where, like, you know how rocks could float if they could only look up or something, that kind of stuff.
Oh, are you saying Ray Skywalker wasn't a good idea? Yeah.
I mean, well, I think that the results speak for themselves there.
Dude, we haven't even talked on the phone since
I know
because you're having there's challenges. We'll just say there's challenges. Yeah, there's scheduling. We'll just say scheduling challenges.
The scheduling challenges. I also traveled for 26 hours.
Yeah, dude. And then I know.
I did not sleep at all.
Oh,
and then I got fucking exhausted. And then I slept I crashed, and then I'm back to work.
Yeah.
And like
did everybody do everything so that when you got back, you could just ease right in? Was that what they did? Did they have a little party for you and say, dude, you just take it easy your first week back, right?
Okay, funny you should say that because no, they didn't. However, my boss is like she's actually pretty awesome. So there's no chance she would see this, but you're awesome. She's like, I know what they kind of did to you, so you know what? We'll push back your deadline. So just, get a rolling start to things. So
good. Look, you got a Punk Waddle in the chat. But even Punk Waddle says trust the social sciences.
So Dread Roberts says, if you're low on sleep, ROP would cure that right away. Right up. And it sure did. I have fallen asleep in there and I have insomnia. But that show, and I still haven't finished it. I am not through season 1 yet.
I finished it. I finished it. I finished it halfway through episode 4. I was finished.
Yep. I mean, you're finished with it, and I'm finished with it too. But God damn it, I'm gonna finish watching this season.
You know what the definition of insanity is, besides wearing a mask when you don't have to wear one on a plane and nobody else is at an airport, is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. I'm beginning to think these people in entertainment, that it's not actually about making entertainment, Zach. I don't know what it's about. Maybe some type of agenda. I don't know.
Could be. Lyle Hammock's here. Hey, Lyle. What's up, Zach? Glad you're back and salty. Where's the P.O. box? Oh, anyway, I'm driving right now for work and I'll be listening. So have a great stream. And also, hello in the chat. Hey, Lyle.
Stay tuned. There will be updates in December. And that's not a threat. It's a promise.
Dread. Yeah, it's a mind killer. So, okay, one more quick math story. Leaving Canada, out of Toronto, out of Montreal, when I left, we had to wear a mask into the plane until the plane took off.
Sure.
Airborne.
Did all the masks say Justin Trudeau for dictator? Were they free? Were they complimentary?
Well, no, but people in Europe think we like him. That's the one of the few things I can say in Spanish.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think people in Europe think that we love Brandon. And I think a lot of people in America don't think that there's massive protests going on over there. in virtually every country, which you can't even read about here,
Right.
but are still ongoing. But yeah, why
So-
not? I'll be like this. I'll be the third person I know that'll lose their channel in the last 2 weeks by talking like this.
I
You know?
can't
I'm not
believe
kidding.
Ricada,
Yeah.
like I thought there was at least money rules. We're like, okay, if you make enough money, they'll kind of leave you alone. And I can respect that to an extent because it's supposed to be a business, or was supposed
Yeah,
to be a business. I don't know what
but-
this is.
This is stakeholder capitalism. It's not about the shareholders. It's not about the audience. It's about the stakeholders. And those stakeholders, well, they have an agenda, my friend, and it is not your well-being.
No. No, it's probably not.
I'm so pissed off right now and I can't talk about it. And I couldn't even talk to you about it. And hopefully tomorrow, then the rest of you will be just as angry as I am. But I can't talk about it right now. So, and I'm not being dramatic. I'm actually being very contained. So, yeah.
Okay.
Don't just don't trust the signs. We'll just say that.
Yeah, so Dovey, yeah, you 30K feet in the air, you're fine. I think that's kind of how that goes.
Yeah, just open the windows.
yeah.
It's fine.
But okay, so membership stuff, what I'm thinking of doing is I'm stealing other people's ideas. And someone's idea that I stole, who I think they stole from someone else, is the guys over on the Underground is the name of their channel. David Lacey's the guy. We've been on top of him, Salty. We've been on shows with him before.
I have not been on top of him. What you do in your personal time is totally not my business, but okay.
But he sent me kind of what they're looking to do, which is they call it it's value for value system too with people. So, and it's kind of what we already do already informally, and it's a way to, if you can't give money and you want to be a part of their channel, then that's fine, and you can help with things like maybe you can help with the thumbnail, maybe you can bake cookies, maybe you can be a mod, because like, let's face it, mods who know how to do their job and are greet chat and post links, it's not easy. No, and so not. That's a value that you bring to the channel as a whole, and then you repay that by being a mod on their channel. And it's something we've already done informally, but they're trying to put together a way to do it so that it's so that everyone knows they're getting something for what they're putting in. I think it's a cool idea. I need to flesh it out a bit more, not fleshlight it out, but think about how it could look as more of a coalition, I would say, as opposed to like a membership thing. But it's complicated, and some people don't have time, and they do have treasure, and they do want to share that way too, and that's great as well. But yeah, I mean, there's other ways. Flaccid Phoenix, you know, he does thumbnails for me sometimes, and they're great, way better than anything I could ever pretend to do. And so does he have to pay me to be a member? Nah, not really. You know?
Yeah. Punkwaddle says a stream bot is the best mod. No, Punkwaddle, you're the best mod. Just want to shout out Punkwaddle.
Punkwaddle's the man, the sheriff. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about for there. So these are all sort of unfinished thoughts. I'm sure you guys are happy to hear those. And
I think this is great. This is just what people need. You're not the hero we want, Zach, but you're the hero we need. Let's be honest about it. I'm gonna get some wine, and I think I'd just tell you that rather than trying to get you to look at private chat. I'll be back.
Let's just fucking do this, Salty.
I'll be back.
All right. And so I like working with people, and you know, everyone who's in my chat, I kind of know, I think, and you guys are fun to hang out with, and you make this show, like you showing up, and else just me talking to myself, and that's not as entertaining as talking to you. Well, I don't know. I think it's not. So that's, and the interviews thing, I want to do some one-on-one. I don't know if I'm gonna do them as live streams or not, but just to I like hearing people's stories. I enjoy it, so it's kind of mostly for me, and I hope you guys get something out of that too. Trying to do more of that, and then more videos. The problem with the videos I'm having, and I've said this before, is my computer that I'm using here, which I thought almost just died on me, which it didn't, which is good. It's a 2017 laptop, so it it hates rendering videos unless I don't use my GPU to help with the rendering, then it's okay to do it, but it's going to take a million years to do it. And so what's been happening is I try to render a video and it overheats, and then I lose the rendering process, and I have to hope my computer will turn back on again when it cools down. So that's kind of where I'm at with that.
We should talk. We should talk.
Okay.
Or you could just hire people from. Oh, I can't even say that. I can't even say that. But just go to California, get somebody to get something that's under $1,000 and swap them out for something. And never mind. We'll talk off.
Oh, let's talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Dread Roberts has a question. He wants advice.
You come to the wrong place, my friend. But
you're already doing it. You're putting out consistently good videos. I've been enjoying them. I just found you through YouTube, and I saved some of them for my trip because, like I said, Wi-Fi was questionable. So I would
like my morals.
My morals. Salty's better at this than me, so I should let him give the advice.
I'm not better. No, we all have different perspectives on this, and we all have different things that we want to do, And for me, and again, I'm not saying you have to do this. I never live streamed for a year because I wanted to learn how to make good videos because I didn't know how to do any of this stuff. And I don't know some days if I do it all, but my recommendation is to first of all, make what it is that you want to see. What do you want to see? Don't make what the big channel's making. Don't make what the popular medium channel's making. Make what you want to see to your standard. And if you do that, you will find an audience. I think that's the best advice to give anybody,
Yeah, and make sure that you're having fun. Make sure that you enjoy it. It should.
Yeah. Sometimes.
As much as you can. Obviously. Holy shit, I got a tip.
Oh, just the tip
from Six, who's not in the chat, but hey, thank you, Six, for $19.99. She says, "Welcome home." Well, thanks, Sixy.
Welcome back.
You could come on here if you want to.
Welcome back. How many people actually in the chat even know what the hell I'm singing? Or am I just some old?
Welcome back, Cotter. I got you.
Yeah, I know you did, but
hello, Dega.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, dude?
Yeah. Okay. So Dread Roberts, you have to like doing it, and it shouldn't feel like a slog, and it sometimes does, and it pays off in the end, and sometimes it doesn't. And try not to pay too much attention to the results because you will get you'll put your heart and soul into something and no one will watch it except for maybe your mom.
Yep.
And that's kind of, you still have to be proud of what you made. And hello, Lady Balefire.
The other thing too is the very first video I ever made was 48 minutes long, and I had nobody watching. I had no subscribers, and I was like, I have made my masterpiece. And I opened the doors and was waiting for the world to come in. I was waiting for Gary and Az to call me to say, "Where have you been? Our entire YouTube careers, we want you on Friday Night Lights." It doesn't really work that way. But what you can do is you can try and make videos that, in Zach's, I think we've talked about this, like 3 minutes, 6 minutes, and 10 minutes. Those are kind of the thresholds. You want to stay within that. And occasionally, do a 20-minute video if it's something you care about. This is just, my opinion, but it also kind of works. The other thing, and it's going to sound crazy, is the keywords that you put in for your video. A lot of people forget to put the keywords in. And you would be surprised how much traffic you can get from sources outside of YouTube. Other social media things, and Twitter as well, where people will be looking for Halloween Ends or whatever that stupid movie's called, and then, Mike Myers, and then Jamie Lee Curtis, and then horror movies. Those tags are very important when you're sort of an under 1,000 sub channel to get people to come to see your stuff. And when they show up, give them a variety of video sizes. No one's going to walk up that's never seen you and look at like a 50-minute video. It's just not going to happen,
No.
But it's like anything else. The other thing is most of us are really approachable. We're very busy people, but it's not because we're dicks. Something that happens, like I've been doing this 2 years, is people tend to want something from you. Like, I want you to come and make me this or give me that. And the best way to approach it is I've got an idea. I would love your help on this. It
Right.
won't take more than 5 minutes. If you do that, virtually all of us will work with you, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And then try to get to know people a little bit when you can. And, and here's a big one. If you ask for advice on something, you don't have to
Take it.
you don't have to do what they tell you to do,
Take it.
but don't fucking ask them again.
It's true. Another pro tip is let's say that you're getting on a stream with somebody else, and let's say they're monetized and you're not, or they've been doing this for a couple of years. Don't think it's funny to kind of take a dump on them or try and like strong arm them or embarrass them on a live stream. Nobody wants anybody to kiss anybody's ass, but we all kind of do is we want to have fun. And we can disagree without mocking, belittling, or making anybody. Doesn't matter if they have 10,000 subs or 10 or 1 sub. Never ever make who you're on a panel with look like an idiot, unless there's an asterisk to that. It's Alex Kurtzman, Chris Chibnall, Ryan Johnson, or anyone involved in any way with the Rings of Power. Then just by all means take it, whip it out of your pants, and defile. But yeah, that's just my opinion.
I mean, those guys might enjoy it if you did that to them. So maybe.
Oh God, see,
Yeah.
this is why you're important, Zach.
Yeah. Gotta keep it honest. So that's good advice too. So those are, we can talk if you want to reach out. We can definitely talk to off stream, and I'll be happy to help you out. And anyone else who wants help with anything, I'm pretty much kind of an open book, and I try to be I don't know, as helpful as I possibly can to people. And only, like I said, if you ask for help and you don't like the advice you're given, don't take the advice. You have to believe in what you're doing, but then don't advice shop with those same people until you eventually hear what you want, because you know what? They also talk to each other, and they're going to go say he's advice shopping with me.
Oh yeah.
And then just don't do that. Like Salty and I don't agree on a lot of stuff.
You're
right?
wrong. You're wrong.
See, except for that. But and we've had it out in the past. But I love the guy.
He's because you're a dick, but I still love you. Yeah.
He's my friend, and if he gives me advice and I don't take it, I'm not going to fucking ask him again.
No, but I'll give it to you. And you'll give it to me. I mean, it's part of its human nature, but I think Zach, you're right. It's what it is. So here's another one. Don't send everybody essentially a chain letter or the same email to a bunch of different content creators saying, hey there, I really like your channel. You've been a huge inspiration to me. Would you have some time to come on my show? And then send it to like 30 different people, especially if we work together, because we're all going to go, dude, did you get an email from that guy or that woman? And then we're going to take screen caps and send it to one another and go, the hell is this? You know what I mean? Like, I'm Salty. That's Zach's. Over there, that's Purple. That's Nathan. Like, just say, hey, dude, can I like have like 10 minutes? Set yourself up for success. 10 minutes. I got an idea. I swear to God. And then that's it. Done. And we're like, hell yeah. When I first started, I would give an hour or 2 hours to people to give them advice. And the people who took it, I mean, I'm not going to name names, but they're rocking and rolling. And it's an honor to be asked. It's just what you do with it is up to you. Like anything else.
One quick example of that where we can, and Miss Smart Muses is here. Prophet of the Dragon is here. What a crew tonight.
Steve, get in here. You want me to send a link?
Sure.
Are you at work?
I think he's working.
That's okay. He can do it at work. He could be irresponsible. It'll be awesome. Come on.
He should do it at work.
Who needs a job? They're going to take away the jobs and the power and the food anyway.
That's right.
I mean, whatever.
So quick example of how awesome we are, Salty, is MVP. When he went to the comic, was it a Comic-Con? And he went to the Tolkien, was it the Tolkien
Oh, it was the
Society?
San Diego
Right.
Comic-Con, and then
Right. Yeah.
the Rings of Power thing was, they were showing behind the scenes stuff.
And he was there and he got all this info and he's Max. So everything has to be like really well done and professional. And so we
Yep.
sat him down and said, no, you just have to
Yep.
get this out. Be first with
That's
this.
right. That's right.
Do it tonight before you go to
Yes.
bed. Get this
Yes.
out tonight. And I don't care what it looks like. Do a polished video later. But
Yep.
if you don't, 3 other
Somebody
sites are
else
going to
will.
have done theirs and then no one's
Yep.
going to watch yours.
Yep.
And
Yep.
it worked. We were right.
It worked.
Haha,
Yeah.
pat in the back for me.
Yeah, sometimes you know, fortune favors the bold, and I think that's the word that he used. And again, I'm a knucklehead in Texas. You know, you know, if I'm so smart, why don't I have 1,000,000 subs? I get it, you know? I mean, I'm humble, but also it's like one of these things where, you know, if you walk 1,000 miles of the Appalachian Trail, you may not have done the full 3,000, but you have a pretty good idea what the hell it's like to hike, you know? And so, you know, that's my perspective. You know, the other thing too is, God, I don't know. It's just be who you are. This world is full of people who are busy trying to sell things that no one wants and sell and get us to do things that really aren't in our best interest or core to being human. And I think what resonates with me is people who are authentic. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just be who the hell you are. And if you're a dick, well, that's a you problem. And but you know, we all got something to say. I like some really kind of crazy people who are small channels, and I love to come in and just kind of, you know, shoot the poop with them for a little bit, you know. And we don't agree on a damn thing, but we have respect. And God, it's so nice to just be treated with some dignity, you know? Doesn't matter what size channel you are, you know? I'm a nobody and I've had some very large channels come and help me. And it's a debt I can never repay, except to try and help other people, you know?
Yeah. Couldn't say it better than that. What else did I wanna-
Punkwaddle's butchering this song. It's why don't we do it in the road? Dude, wrong lyrics.
Oh, Matt Jones loves me. Thanks, Matt Jones. Love you too. Yes, Miss Martin says it's part of just being respectful. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Just don't be an asshole.
Well, that's why Star Wars failed, Doctor Who failed, Star Trek failed, Marvel failed, Charlie's Angels failed, Terminator Dark Fate, Ghostbusters, pretty much everything, you know, with the exception of Stranger Things and Top Gun Maverick.
And Trip, by the way, is hilarious. Yeah, just if you get a chance to do, even just to be in a chat with Trip, it's a good time. So.
In Soviet Russia, Trip trips over to you.
Well, yeah, he drinks your vodka.
Okay, fine.
All right.
I don't like vodka.
No. So then, what else? I want something else. I should probably write stuff down before I go on a live stream about it. But
why? Why bother?
Yeah, true. You're right.
Why? This is funner. This is better. Stream of consciousness. And you know, I mean, the other thing is, dude, where has all the entertainment gone? I mean, I know there's a lot of propaganda crap that's full of agenda and getting you to chop your junk off and eat bugs and, you know, don't turn the lights on. But I mean, like, where's the entertainment? You know, I was on Bear Norman's tag show earlier and you were there, but we were talking about how great some of the old shows from the 60s and 70s, especially like those variety shows, which were live, and Johnny Carson and, you know, the Smothers Brothers shows. This is stuff I was a little kid and only notionally know. But to go back and watch those things now, there's so many decades of entertainment out there. We don't need to watch this crap with, you know, crazy gender roles and 10,000 pronouns and, you know, bitchy girl bosses and, you know, men who are, you know, petulant little 13-year-old girls, you know?
Well, let's not the whole gender thing, Salty. It gets really touchy when it comes. You say a 13-year-old girl. What if it's, you know, what if it's a 40-year-old dude who wants to be a 13-year-old girl? That I've heard that's a thing now.
I don't think Brandon would sniff him. I don't. I mean, if Brandon ain't sniffing you're not a girl. Yeah. I mean, you know.
Twerk. Oh, we're doing twerking, and there's so Lady Balefire is going to twerk with Trip, so that's going to be fun. I'm going to watch that later, privately.
Twerk it real good.
Yeah, all right. So, I'm thinking of moving my live streams, which are normally Thursdays to Wednesdays. So I haven't decided 100%, but I'm leaning heavily in that direction. Just
I,
because I think it's
I
going to work out
wasn't
better.
I wasn't paying attention. What were you just saying? I'm sorry.
Thinking of moving my live streams from Thursday to Wednesday, the regular ones,
Good idea. Good idea.
the what's good ones. It seems to be um probably going to be a better day for me, and
Yeah.
just change things up. And there's a lot of stuff like sandwich in between, so I'm thinking Wednesdays might be a better time. We'll see. Not 100%, but I'm leaning heavily that direction. And then I'll do more late night live streams like this one,
Hmm.
um,
Oh
just to
my
hang
God,
out
it's
and
midnight.
chat.
Jesus.
I know. So I want to wrap this up because I also have to go to work in the morning. I know you do too. So, but
I'm having
yeah,
fun though. I haven't had fun all day. For 8 hours, I have to deal with people who I thought I knew what passive aggressive was,
oh,
and then
man.
I'm working for this new group. I'll just say that. And boy, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I'm not going to say what industry I work in, but they got rid of a lot of people who didn't do things that didn't make any sense. Just going to say that. And those people were in the field that should have known out of everybody that doing what they said didn't make any sense. Well, now that whole entire field is paying the price for letting go of those people. And all that's left are the people who are not critical thinkers and but are really good at passing the buck.
They should work for the government if they don't already.
Well, they're in a state that borders the Pacific that doesn't start with a oh. I'll just say that. So
I saw boobs in Europe, but
boobs,
not
dude. Still, you haven't sent many pictures.
not as many as
Have
I'd like
not
to.
sent
But
any.
I didn't get any boob pictures because I'm not that creepy.
No, dude, I'm not creepy. But your wife was there. Just call it like it is. I get
True.
it.
You're right.
You had a minder like
Busted.
it was the Soviet Union. The last
Yeah.
thing she's gonna dig is if you're, taking those long distance telephoto shots of 19-year-old college girls. Okay, that's cool.
Isn't it?
That dude, I like that.
Yeah. No masks, but you got this guy.
Look at this. Lady Balefire says, I can't believe the amount of dicks in Portugal. Holy cow! We know what beaches you went to. That's outstanding. Well done. Not my side of the street, but hey, good for you.
There's a lot of dicks, and there's yeah. I guess it's like there's casual dicks there, and not like real dicks, but like prop dicks. There's dick ice cream. There's dick
What?
bottle openers. Oh man, I got some photos. I'll send.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Look,
kind of
Mrs.
yes.
Flu says you should
Both
dress up
things.
like a dick for Halloween. Or did I miss something?
I mean, yeah, I guess we could do that. It'd be a simple costume. Maybe
It's true.
condom or not, I guess is what the choice would have to be.
No, dude. Commando.
You
Live
gotta
dangerously.
let it go free.
Yeah, trust the science, man. Trust the science.
Yeah, I got some photos, but I get now if I show a picture of a fake penis, do I get my site and my channel taken away or what? How does that
I think
work?
it depends on the context. I guess if you talk, how can I make that joke without losing your channel? You know exactly the joke I was going to make.
Mhm.
Mrs. Flu says, no, like the statue. What, a statue of a dick? What did I miss, Zax? Oh, that one. Oh, okay.
That's a statue. Also, there's dick bottle openers. There's just random dick art in mini regular convenience stores. There's just dicks.
Okay.
I don't know what that's about, but I mean, I guess I do know what that's about, but it's no judgment here. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's what. There's also I found a store that specializes in erotic waffles.
Tell me more.
I can't.
So I have a question.
Yep.
Are they erotic waffles that you do erotic things to once they've been warmed up, or are they waffles in the shape of erotic things? Legitimate question.
Well, Salty, first of all, why not both?
Okay. I fair point. Very fair point.
There's one that in Jamaica too. Yeah, I heard of that. I heard that about Jamaica.
Jamaica me
Ugh,
crazy, man.
yeah,
Rastaman vibration, man. Yeah, I'm culturally appropriating. I own more
yeah.
Bob Marley on vinyl than everybody in chat.
No, I would not say that I own Bob Marley because
Every little thing is gonna be all right. Yeah, on
so
vinyl. On vinyl.
hmm,
Oh, yes, I'm a connoisseur. Actually.
so
Connoisseur.
let's try this. We'll see what happens. If I get taken down, it's fine because we're gonna wrap anyways. So let's do this. Here's an example.
Do you need me to vamp? Am I
No, I
sniffing
think
the
I'm okay.
switch?
Uh, no, we're okay. I think. Should I get that looked at? Does that look normal?
Yeah, that looks good to me.
Yeah.
What's wrong? I mean, it's obvious. It's obvious that you have big white wood, right? I mean, anybody can tell just by looking at you. You got
It's
big
true.
white wood.
It's
I
true.
think what's a little interesting is that you do have the Smurf pox, but
Yeah.
I'm sure just rub a little bit of maple syrup on that. You're Canadian. It'll be fine. You know.
I mean, probably. Probably.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah. So that's
Someone say tits. No, I didn't say tits. I did now.
yeah.
But yeah.
Boobs. We said boobs quite a few times.
Yeah, we said boobs. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
casual
fascinating.
Mhm.
Yeah. You know, I have no problem with this. What I think is funny is who whittled this genitalia?
Oh, I know.
Like it
All
and
day.
were they working at models? I mean, was the guy like, "Hey, show me yours," and he's like, "All right," it's just sitting there with some guy's pants down, going, "Dude, I gotta get it right. I gotta get it right." You know?
Yeah. I don't know. And they're all kind of there's not a lot of consistency there. So did they have
Yeah.
multiple models or did he just get creative?
Well,
With-
not everybody's a size queen. I think that's the correct terminology. We may have some
right.
out there, and if that's your thing, that's fine. You know, I think it's great. I mean, I think it's awesome. I mean, what I'd really like is if they pass those out at the women's studies programs throughout the universities here in North America. I think just give them a little taste of what they're missing, and wow, I am way over the line on your channel. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I'm demonetized already. What are they gonna do to me? I guess they could take my channel away, I guess.
You were talking about that kind of stuff, and I really hope tomorrow we can talk about this and enlist the help of very large channels that are friends.
Mm.
YouTube is pausing memberships for a lot of creators right now, and I'm getting notifications. I don't know what that's about because I don't want to bother people. That's what I do. And then people think I'm a dick and I'm standoffish. It's like, no, I just don't want to be overly familiar. But I'm going to reach out tomorrow to a couple people that I've met face to face and find out what's going on with them. But yeah, this is that thing that the large channels talked about when they said we need all your voices in here because there's going to come a day when we're not here. Well, YouTube seems to be starving smaller and medium channels of views and taking those views away. We've talked about that a lot. That's happened to a lot of people. And they're also going through and they are now taking away channels monetization for talking about wars.
Really?
In the Crimea and also about the weather on a global scale. And they're doing little onesies and twosies. But yeah, this is not a this forum, this whatever the hell this thing is, this propaganda machine that was actually a sleeper for whatever they're going to do. It appears to be awakening and wanting to really just focus on corporate content and to in pushing agenda, you know?
Yeah, it's seems pretty obvious to me. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and yeast infections. What's this? Is this ice cream or gelato or what?
This is waffles.
Oh,
You can put whatever you want on the waffles.
Okay. I do love some waffles. I
mean,
love
I love waffles too. And so there's a shape to the waffles, you know.
Oh, show me that. I didn't see that at all.
Oh,
I was looking at all the toppings, not at the
oh yeah.
erotica.
Just look down.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Dude, the way you pan and scan, it's just like Martin Scorsese in that long dolly shot from Goodfellas when they go through the restaurant. Yeah.
well, I mean, he says Marvel's killing cinema, so at least we can agree on that.
Yeah. Toxis Wings doing on that one.
Yep.
So erotic waffles.
Erotic waffles. So anyway, that's my trip stuff, and I would go for some ice cream too. Punk Waddle. What kind of ice cream would you like?
Well, we have a 7-second delay while that happens. I would, it's not very often, but I would actually love, and I know Ben and Jerry are fascists. I mean, like they're commie bastards, and I don't buy their ice cream. I legitimately don't. But this is one of those moments where if my convenience store a couple blocks away had this flavor, I would get it. New York Super Fudge Chunk. Really good dark chocolate ice cream, chock full of all these crazy mixed nuts and white chocolate pieces. Man, I would eat that whole damn thing. I really would. I haven't had ice cream in forever. Dude, what's your go-to on ice cream? Seriously.
The more chocolate, the better. That's kind of my go-to. So different kinds of chocolate on top of chocolate if I can get it. Although there's a lot of gelati over there, which I don't know. Does that make me gay?
No, I do. I actually I like gelato a lot more than I do
Oh.
regular ice cream. It's crazy, right? But like pistachio gelato, oh man, I could all up in that strawberry gelato. I don't know what it is. I don't know the biomechanics of it. I know it has something to do with the consistency of the milk and all this other stuff. And oh, wait a minute.
Refreshing gelati.
Is that what they call dicks? Verlagos? Is it Verlago? Refreshing Verlago for all.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at
Smurf. Limon.
Oh, yeah. The blue ice penis.
Yeah.
Wow.
There
That's
you
what
go, ladies.
Gladriel. That's what Gladriel was getting when she was bossing all the men around in the Arctic
probably.
place.
Yeah.
We got shots fired in chat on ice cream flavors, mint and chip. Look at this. We got Punk Waddle, who's playing both sides. Mint chip raspberry sounds good. We have the Dread Pirate Roberts, otherwise known as Dread Roberts, says chocolate. Punk Waddle dropping the old school hits with turtles and turtle tracks. Ice cream. Prophet of the Dragon Steve, who's hard at work and working hard, says good old chocolate chip. And then somebody wants dog flavored waffles. No, how much is that doggy style waffle?
On second thought, yes.
I just had a vision of like smack, like bump, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, that sounds like a Corey problem. Sorry.
No. Gelato's a shit. Okay. I mean, Steve's got big arms. What am I gonna say?
Ladies. Moose Tracks of strawberry. Dovienda Sitovius again. You know, I had a bad experience with Moose Tracks, meaning I ate way too many. So I cannot eat that kind of ice cream, nor can I ever drink Southern Comfort again. Goes back to junior high. I'm sure you know what I mean. But strawberry, solid decision.
Moose Tracks is good. It's I'm a Moose Tracks fan, but Moose Knuckle, not so much.
Well, depends, 4:00 in the morning.
True.
Enough bourbon. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that how you go home alone? I guess. I'm not sure.
If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right.
Okay, so you saw more dick pics tonight than you expected.
Wow.
Salty. You're welcome.
You got a lot of wood.
I do. That's a lot of wood. That's a lot of dicks. Okay, let's wrap it up. I'll be back tomorrow. Salty, you are making some incredible content that YouTube is not really sharing with people so much.
No. Well, here's the cool thing: is I will have 400 views on something, go to bed and wake up, I have 320. And I look later in the day, I have 270. And that shit's been going on for months. So if you're wondering why a lot of your favorite small and medium content creators are kind of going, I'm going to take a break, it's because it's not just happening to me. It's happening to a lot of people that we work with, that in this little coven of ne'er-do-wells that we have. But no, the Dark Passages is fantastic. I still would like to get your reading if you're free. Purple Valkyrie crushed it with The Raven. Amanda Manetheren did the awesome Edgar Allan Poe, The Cast of Amontillado. I did my own reading of H.P. Lovecraft's Dagon. And then, of course, the silent movie in black and white 60s movie digital restoration work that I've started because I wanted to learn how to do that. Not going to say that I'm going to go take on Hollywood. I'm just going to say I'd like to make content that is an alternative to that being made by people who hate you. So thanks.
Funny you say that, because Lady Balefire, who is still in the chat, she keeps trying to sell me on the idea of silent films. So it's not just you. It's not just you.
You know what's crazy is that film that I did. It was the 1920 Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde starring John Barrymore. The operative words being John Barrymore. It was such an amazing performance. And when you look at something that's damaged and 100 years old, if you can see that performance, that's what drove me to put all the time in to restore that scene by scene. And then not to use that kind of tinny vaudeville piano that a lot of people do with silent movies, is to actually take really good atmospheric ambiance to play in those movies. So I actually reached out to a musician and got the rights to a lot of that music to use in the video. And I'm really proud of it. It changes the whole complexion of a movie when you don't have that, like ragtime, Scott Joplin ragtime shitty piano music, and you actually give it a soundtrack. It's like, imagine watching, Fellowship of the Ring without Howard Shore score. It would be a very different movie. And I don't know.
Imagine watching Rings of Power with the sound off.
I could imagine watching Rings of Power with the television off. That sounds like the best way to do it,
Whoa. Okay, what? So in the chat we're talking about, people are still talking about penis ice cream, but also a Monty Python where people have not seen Monty Python. We need to do a watch party with Monty Python. What's happening here?
We need to do this. I'll tell you what. But dude, where do we start? I mean, I'm a big believer in watching some of the original shows because that's how I got into Monty Python. They would show it on public television because this is back in the old-timey days when you only had 4 channels of television in the United States, and one of them was the local public broadcasting system. They would show unedited Monty Python episodes late at night, like 11 o'clock, and that's the first time I ever saw Monty Python. And from there, VCRs came out, and then, watching The Life of Brian and Monty Python, The Holy Grail. I don't know, dude. Where do you start? I mean, I don't know if you start with The Holy Grail or if you want to try and do some of the classic episodes of TV, like No One Expects a Spanish Inquisition.
What about things like What Have the Romans Ever Done for Us?
Oh, dude. Okay, there you go. Yeah. People's Front of Judea.
My God.
We're the Judean People's Front. Splitter.
There's no one doing that. Kids in the Hall, Monty Python. Dude, there's no one doing that. There's nothing like that now.
No, that's what what we should do. We should just do that and then trademark it and sell it. And not for like a lot of money, but just enough money for me to buy like 10, 20 acres and like a cabin and be able to start an animal rescue. That's all I want to do. I'll sell an IP for that. And then the world can literally go F off. Like, I'm good. Just going to hang out with my goats and chickens and 10,000 dogs. And
possibly in Portugal, because as I found out, we were talking about this.
You got me down that rabbit hole.
Unbelievable,
of real estate, dude. I was looking at that real estate. I'm like, I can buy a villa with like a hectare or whatever the hell it is for like $45,000. Jesus, you know what that is? That's like 1/4 of a women's studies degree, and you could own a house and land.
And with olives and fruit trees already there.
I know.
Like because quick story, and hello through the Veil Paranormal. Thanks for coming.
Hail to you.
Goblins unite. Hello. So yeah, in Portugal, which I've learned since being there, is there's the reverse of what people should be doing is what they're doing, where everyone wants to live in the cities on the coast, and they're abandoning rural Portugal to the point where, like, they're basically begging you to please buy this beautiful house and all this land because I want to live in an apartment in Lisbon, which is a nice city, but you misunderstood me when I explained it to you because you're like, well, I mean, everyone's leaving the cities. I'm like, no,
in America they are, but not in the EU. It's funny because my brother's lived in Eastern Europe for 25 years or whatever it is, and he's been in a large Eastern European city, which he hated. He wanted to be kind of in the woods, and his wife was like, her practice was there. So, but now that the world is the way that it is, and they have my niece, they've actually moved out of that large city in Romania, and you can guess which one it is, and went out into the country a little bit. But it's the same thing in Romania. Like, you can go buy something in the middle of nowhere. Like, I forget what it's called, a dacha. I think that's what it is. And, you know, a couple hours outside of Bucharest near Brajov, which is where the Romanian Alps are, for not a lot of money. But because of the EU and the taxes and all this other bullshit that the globalists want to put on it, so that because you'll own nothing and like it, it turns into this monster bitch thing where with all these things you have to sign this and sign that, and so all the fees end up stacking up, and it's not possible. But I had a point to that story, but I kind of lost it. And
friend of mine, through the veil paranormal says, friend of mine lived over there for a while. He jetted back to us. I mean, yeah, I think it depends partially on where you are in your life, and I mean, I don't speak Portuguese, so there's that problem. But yeah, it's kind of it looks nice on the surface. I'm sure there's something going on there, but
I think it's generational. I think it's age too. You know, I mean, where I am in my life, I just want to live out in the. It's funny. I was talking to a man in Manethrin about that. He's like, as soon as his kids are raised and they're in college, they're gonna go live. They're gonna go get a little farm, just a little place, be out in the woods, you know, and just the world can go to hell. And I felt like that probably since I was 30, and you know, now it's even more so. So, you know, live in a small town. I live on a dirt road. I have deer who come on my front porch. This happened tonight. It's a true story in Texas, and literally are looking in my windows because I will go out there and throw them carrots and apples because, you know, it's been a drought. So I open the door up and there's a deer standing right in front of me and then backs up waiting for me to give him food. So that's a lot more important to me than like going to the club, you know? So
just sorry to interrupt, Salty, but you said come, and then MV Penis is in the chat, so
it's as satisfying to me as coming is, you know, as having sex with a woman and coming. So can you believe how much I am in heaven? I'm like getting the feeling of coming in the gym. I'm getting the feeling of coming at home. I'm getting the feeling of coming backstage when I pump up, when I pose out in front of 5,000 people. I get the same feeling. So I'm coming day and night.
You know, I love that clip. The only thing that disturbs me is, you know, that shirt he was wearing?
Mm-hmm.
I had that shirt.
What?
I had that shirt in my kindergarten class picture. I had a smaller version of that same exact shirt. So you know what that tells me? Is that Arnold Schwarzenegger and I have the exact same taste in clothes. Now, I don't know whether to be horrified by that or pleasantly surprised.
I think it depends. It depends on how old he is at the time.
Yeah, he's like 23 there because he's all about give me that tasty wet, you know, weight rack. Yeah.
And here's what's fun is I play that clip all the time, and I always get claimed for it. Not for the clip itself, but for whatever that twinkling music is in the background.
It's the music, dude.
I don't care. I'm playing it anyway.
It's probably some like hippie music that they took from like a LSD and You documentary, which they put in that movie. But yeah.
Okay, let's wrap her up. Thanks for everyone for showing up. Live stream tomorrow night, 8:15, back on schedule. 8:15 Central, and I'll probably be late because I want to be more like Gary, I guess.
That's code for Corey will let everybody in who's on time. Is that
Yes.
Is that what you're telling the
It is.
chat? What the hell are we talking about tomorrow, funny man?
It's gonna be a chill stream, and I'd like to talk about a couple of movies I saw on my travels because I was stuck on an airplane. One of them is a movie called Marcel, the Shell with Shoes On, which sounds nuts, but it was a great movie, independent movie I saw on the plane. And maybe talk about some more indie stuff, some out there stuff, and
Yeah, man.
whatever it is, you know.
You know, I've been watching a lot of Universal horror, early monster stuff, and it's been really invigorating. Yeah, I've got a couple perspectives on some things, and maybe we'll share out a little bit of a clip from this huge project we're doing. Let me know when you have some time, because I need you to do some VOs, my friend. Some
Absolutely.
VOs.
My setup is back. I think I'm good to go. So yeah, absolutely. I love to.
Return of the Mac.
We're back.
Return of the Mac.
So hopefully I'll see most of you guys in the chat tomorrow. Have a good night. Thanks for showing up. And yeah, if you have suggestions about what you'd like to see more of, channel wise or less of, please let me know. And yeah, I don't think you can be more approachable. I try to be anyway. And we are out with Ronald Spears being a hero.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys.
Pull back! If we don't connect with I, they're gonna slip away! That's right, wait here! Item EV6! What the hell? I'll fix you back here!
At first, the Germans didn't shoot at it. I think they couldn't quite believe what they were seeing. But that wasn't the really astounding thing. The astounding thing was that after he hooked up with I Company, he came back.